I'm Matthew David Fritz. Welcome to another IGTV episode where we go under the hood to look at the nuanced techniques of chords of a man music. Today we're going to be talking about quintuple meter. What is quintuple meter, you ask? It's the 5/4 time signature. It is 5 beats per measure in a bar of music. It's very rare. We typically listen to music in quadruple meter or triple meter, which is 3/4 or 4/4. And that's because it's familiar to our Western musical mentality. It's very rhythmic, but if you add an extra beat in there, it becomes not so familiar to our understanding. So it's a little bit harder to appreciate, and it's very rare for that reason. There's not many hits written in quintuple meter, but if you know our music, if you listen to our albums, you know that we regularly write in this and produce songs in this. And we don't do it because it's easy, but because it's hard. So if you've ever been in a hipster coffee shop, you've probably heard at least one song that is commercially successful in quintuple meter. Dave Brubeck's Take 5. That's what the piano plays, and then the saxophone comes in. Pretty sloppy, but anyway, you get the idea. And all along the piano's playing that. That is in quintuple meter. And that is probably the most successful example of a song in quintuple meter. It's a jazz song, but Igor Stravinsky in the 20th century, he was known to be rhythmically innovative in his compositions, and he did use quintuple meter. But it actually goes back, believe it or not, to ancient Greek culture, as far back as the 2nd century BC that we can see. And how do we know that? I'm going to use this instrument to demonstrate as well. But we know that because ancient Greek poetry or music was tied to their poetry, and the poetry was in a form that was rhythmically 5 beats. So we know that their music, which was closely tied to their poetry, also must have been quintuple in measure. So the ancient Greeks, they also used instruments similar to what you're seeing here. In Greek, the word is synthara, which today we get the word guitar from that Greek word synthara. But actually, the Germans translated or converted synthara to zither, and they developed a flat-bodied hollow chamber instrument with strings that was called the zither, and it's a kind of in the family of the psaltery, or it's harp-like, although there are some fretted versions of it. But this instrument was actually related to ancient Greek instruments, and it can be used with a pick, or it can be picked by fingers. Something I like to pick it by fingers just because it's a little easier for me. But so we wrote this one song recently, I Love You, O Lord, and that's again on the album If Arrows Fly. Just came out, and this song, we actually used the zither in the song, and the song is actually in quintuple meter. So, and it was not intentional. I had no idea that the Greeks used this instrument, and they also use quintuple meter, but I figured it out later. But in the song, we don't actually play the zither 5 notes at a time. It's a little bit more elaborate and used for filler. But nevertheless, if you follow along, and if you use your 5 digits of your hand, you can tap 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you'll get that rhythm. I love you, O Lord. my strength, my shield, my fortress in whom my life's concealed. My God, my rock, in your refuge I take. Save me from violence for your kingdom's sake. So that's a way to play that song in 5/4 time or quintuple time. So see if you can find other songs that we've produced that are in quintuple time and try to count along. See if you can catch the rhythm, 5 notes per measure. And we'll see you next time with a new episode.